Hello, hello.
Hi there.
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So let's go ahead and clear our space and energies. I'm gonna go ahead and ring the meditation singing bowl to clear our space, and we can kind of get started.
Sounds good.
All right. Um, do you hear like an echo on my side or like background noise? You don't? Okay.
No?
Awesome. Okay,
Do you
good.
hear it from me?
No. But I noticed your walls look pink, but I don't think they're pink.
They're not pink.
Yeah, I see a pink tint. So it might be how like the sun is shining through your.
It might be like, let's see, we're within an hour of sunset.
Oh, okay. Well, with the new moon, there's always like a red sun. So
There you go.
okay,
Kind of
so
like that color now that I look at it,
you noticed
but
it
I don't
too,
feel like
right?
painting.
Yeah, I know. Just for today.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess you want to go ahead and get right into the topic.
There's a lot going on.
Okay, yeah, let's dive right into it.
So today is a Taurus new moon. There's a lot going on. There's actually what's called a grand cross, and we'll go more into that. But the 16th, a few days ago, Jupiter left Aries and went into Taurus as well. Jupiter was last in Taurus in like 2011. So in 2011, we had a pretty substantial financial crisis in the United States. And so Taurus is about banking systems and the value of money. So I think we'll see some upheaval. We've already kind of started seeing that with the eclipse season, some banks closing. Um, there's a sense of purging, and Taurus is an earth fixed energy. It doesn't do anything quickly. Um, we also have the moon uh, very quickly going into Gemini, so it's kind of a fickle energy. We have that Jupiter that's just gone into Taurus, making a square to Pluto, which let me give you the synopsis and then I can go backwards and break it down.
Okay.
We're really in a time where you can probably get some concrete plans made because Taurus is very stable. So, say you have been stumbling along and nothing really catching any traction. It could be relationship related, it could be financial related, it could be family or moving your home related. And this energy is where you can finally readdress some plans that kind of fizzled out and you would get some traction with them.
Yeah.
Taurus is very stable. A grand cross is very powerful. And I've always associated a grand cross with like divine intervention. It's something paranormal, metaphysical that is an a power beyond all of us, right? And that grand cross is made up between um, the Jupiter that's just gone into Taurus, making an opposition to the South Node. So that's why, if you think back to like 2011, what was going on in your life, you may be feeling similar vibrations now. And then also Mars opposite Pluto. Mars opposite Pluto is volatile. It is with Mars in Cancer, however, it brings a softer, gentler side to the warrior And so you might have more compassionate arguments, or you might see things from someone else's shoes. This energy does ask us to understand other perspectives, right? So we get kind of caught up into how we think things are and what we think things happened. And this is an energy where we're asked to kind of like look from a higher dimension onto situations to understand them with more compassion. And so it's a powerful energy to set goals and dreams and plans in action. Um, Taurus is ruled by Venus, so it's also about beautifying yourself and your surroundings. This could be something like going to get a pedicure, going. The perfect explanation to Taurus to me are these classes that started several years ago where you go and drink wine and paint.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you create art and you're
Mhm.
drinking, and
Mhm.
that's a wonderful way to explain Taurian energy, because Taurus loves fine wine, fine food, and beautiful art.
Mhm.
uh, we've kind of been pulled through a knothole, is how an old grandmother used to say it, with the eclipse season. A lot of transformation, a lot of upheaval. There's been earthquakes, tornadoes, volcanoes, flooding. So we've been going through a lot of disruption just physically with the planet Earth itself. And I think that we, as sensitive human beings, pick up on those vibrations and can make us more emotional. Um, you may, one thing Taurus is famous for is being really stubborn, but being part of a grand cross, you might see that something you were very stubborn about all of a sudden breaks loose and you see it differently. Um, let's see, today's the 19th. So tomorrow, Mars enters Leo. So Mars is leaving Cancer, where it's been kind of whiny and complainy.
Mhm.
And oh, I just saw a hawk fly. So, what a good omen. That would mean use your hawk's eye, see from a higher perspective on your life situation that is taking energy from you. You know, if you're upset about something, if you're I've been describing it and had people around work at me describing it as it's nothing in particular. It's a cumulative effect of a lot of things piling up at once. So, in and of itself, it might not be any one thing, but just a series of small things that finally tips the scale to where you're exasperated. And with
Mm.
Mars going into Leo, uh, that gives you a lot of vitality. You know, you'll feel revitalized. Mars and Leo is a very creative energy. So, channeling any of that kind of, depression or sadness into something creative, whether it's to, plant a flower pot of herbs, or um, I saw this thing on YouTube today and it gave me the idea. I've always wanted to know how to knit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And this lady was knitting and she was going really fast. And I was like, how would you ever learn how to do it going that fast? They're going that fast. But
Mhm.
my point being, like, doing something with your hands, creative needlework, or creativity is expressed a lot of different ways for people. For you, it might be your graphic artist, your website development, and, you do such a great job, and it brings in your creativity and art all in an electronic medium. So, it's a really powerful time, and with that Mars opposite Pluto, things break loose. So opportunities. I want to say for you, opportunities to build new websites. That would be when Mars
I've
and
been
Pluto.
actually getting a couple of leads on new web projects.
Well, Mars Pluto opposition, you have to kind of, you know, grab it by the horns and wrestle it. You can't let it drag you behind because it will
Mhm.
completely wear you out. It's when something's presented to you, you know, eyes wide open and heart and mind open, you know, we need to try to leave our baggage and our stories behind and, say you're somewhere and somebody approaches you, and they're flirty or something like that. And your first instinct is, oh, I'd never be interested in them. And this energy would ask you, keep your mind open, keep your heart open. You just never know what the universe might be asking you to journey. And
Sorry. There's something I have to say about that, but not publicly. Go ahead.
well, Mars is sexual, so that's why, and Taurus is, ruled by Venus. So there's a lot of sexy, relationship, intimate opportunities under this kind of energy. It's a very romantic energy. Um, you know, the the triad of a solid relationship. I'm not sure if I can remember these: passion, intimacy. What's the third one? Passion, intimacy. Well, and
Well,
be willing to make a commitment.
mm-hmm.
So, it's really a soul searching time for what do you want in a companionship? Um, maybe your
I want somebody who wants to travel the world with me.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have Venus in Cancer making a trine to Saturn in Pisces. And that's kind of taking, like, Saturn is like the old wise sage within us all, right? So it's taking our lessons and our maturity that we've learned from relationships. And Venus asks us to, uh, open up to a challenge. I think a challenge would be, say you meet someone and they right up front confess they've been out of rehab, and so then you're challenged to figure out if you can trust a former addict.
Mm-hmm.
So these kinds of energies bring that dark side of people. Taurus is opposite Scorpio. So we're still dealing with the secrets being revealed. Scorpio can be there's can be very stingy.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's about finding balance within yourself to where you're not holding resentments or grudges. You're letting go of past um, hurts so that they don't affect your new opportunities. And I think that's just the challenge of it all. And a statement that I have heard myself repeat several times, I guess I'll repeat it here, is one of the hardest things to do in life. And I don't care if it's a relationship or family or whatever situation you want to apply it to, but the hardest thing is to maintain respect for others when you do not feel you've been respected. And that is the whole spiritual journey of seeing above and beyond the 3D and how someone has behaved either in an immature or a drug addict way. Drug addicts can be extremely you know volatile and unreliable, and I think we've probably all been affected by some form of alcoholism or drug abuse in our lives.
Mhm.
And so this grand cross, Mars opposite Pluto and Jupiter opposite the South Node, this is really about a culmination of our past, this life and past life lessons to empower ourselves to manifest what it is you want most sincerely in your heart. And, you know, not not putting your life on hold uh, for someone that, it's pretty obvious when someone isn't making you a priority.
Mm.
And, we've all come to the twin flame journey having been, you know, treated poorly by someone we had feelings for. So, what is that lesson ultimately for us? And I think JK here said it right on the money, respect for self and others. And that is a big theme of this year and these times coming out of the eclipse season, going into the preliminary of the summer. So we've got a lot of planets uh, in Taurus right now. We've got Jupiter, North Node, Mercury, Vesta, Uranus, the Sun, and the Moon. So that is Taurus is also the agriculture and food. I think we're going to see a lot of exposure on, because Scorpio is the secret. So all of that energy is opposite Scorpio. And that's what oppositions are, a stress that we can't control. They're also associated, oppositions are associated with separations from things. You can look in a woman's chart at the time she gave birth, and there'd be an opposition, a baby separated from her physical body. So, oppositions are about separation. So, we could, and being the opposing sign of being Scorpio, that's the secret. So, I think we're going to see exposure of manufacturing um, processes.
So this is what I've come across, and this is like, chemicals being sprayed on avocados and also
Right,
lettuce and stuff. And,
right.
for me being vegan, that kind of sucks because, I'm not growing my stuff like I should be. And I am still like
As
relying
we
on,
all are. I mean,
yeah, farmers to grow my food. And so you just have to double check and be mindful of where you're getting your produce from. Um, because they are, even if it's organic, and even if like you're buying in places like these big box stores, you think that, they would have safe options, but no, there's no safe spot here in the United States.
well, and here's an interesting perspective to consider. When we've been seeing shortages on the shelf, right,
Mhm.
or products not available, it's not that we have a lack of anything, but it's that a lot of these processes have been exposed for their danger, and factories are being repurposed, factories are being shut down. So the shortage is until, one source of, say, organic avocados that is using uh, poison, basically, is shut down to start up production from a natural process. And one of the things you'll note that will tell you if this is true or not as you're shopping, and I noticed it the other day with peaches. So whenever you see big, perfect fruit, right, it's been chemically engineered, because if you do grow your own fruit or vegetables, they're kind of small, they're kind of ugly, and they don't look perfect.
Mhm.
So when you start seeing produce in your local market that you might say, like I saw these peaches the other day, I was like, well, gosh, they're small and they don't look like much, but something told me to just pick some up. I love peaches, and you even mentioned peach tea before we went on. So we're
Mhm.
both on the peach thing. I love peaches. And even though they were small, they were delicious. And when I used to have a huge garden with, family and people who could help take care of it. I'm resorted now to like little flower beds of a few plants here and there. But back in the day, in the 90s, my mother and I actually experimented with organic, true organics, in that we would use fish emulsion for fertilizer. We never had chemicals. And my brother, who just wanted the bigger, better foliage, he was all into the big, dramatic types of plants. And we would do these taste tests. And I specifically remember doing this with basil. So, I'd grow this little basil with completely natural way. And he would put his Miracle Grow and his different chemicals fertilizer on it, and he'd get big bushy plants. Look at this, and I'd have these little kind of scrawny looking plants. But then we
Don't yell for much, too.
no, and then we would taste it. I'd make these little English muffin pizzas and
Mhm.
put basil on them, and it was just such an obvious difference. The completely naturally grown basil had such intense flavor,
Mhm.
whereas the chemically manufactured foliage barely had any flavor.
Mhm.
So I think one thing we can all be looking out for, and instead of getting in a fear mentality of, oh no, there's shortages, or oh no, I can't find that, to be thinking of, our world and our society is under transformation. It is. And everyone is going to embrace that change and transformation differently. I think that more spiritual people and people that have been metaphysical all their life are much more apt to embrace it and help others to see there's nothing to fear. I mean, if anything, this is a sign of things getting better. We're purging the poisons. We're purging that greed out of the system that, has taken small farms out of competition, because the big corporate people are just quicker, better, cheaper has been our mentality for 2 decades, 3 decades. And like all things in nature, cycles come around, and we are coming around into a new cycle of first being more humanitarian and more sensitive to people, as opposed to the me generation, and it's all about me and screw you, and this very self-absorbed energy that we've had, for a while.
Mhm.
So it's not all anymore about how many toys you have, and how perfect your plastic surgeon does your body, but it's more about getting down to what's your authentic truth. What are your natural gifts? Are
And
you
I've
really?
seen that with some celebrities. They're like, yeah, they look like Joker, and then they
Yeah.
would make fun of themselves, when they took the implants out or whatever that they had modified, and they're like, "Nah, like, the natural, like, look is so much better than the artificial." And I think it was, like, Botox shots or something like that. I don't know, but
Well,
they had
I just thought of it. I think of these things when we get into our program. I wish I were a little more quick in my mind to be prepared. But I have done Martha Stewart's chart in the past when she was prosecuted for insider trading and went to prison.
Mhm.
You are too kind. Thank you. Um, uh, I did that chart. We did, a group of us did that chart. Well, today she's 81 years old and the cover of Sports Illustrated.
No.
They've got a picture of her all laid out, And
Really? Well, I
yeah,
gotta see it now. Well, go
yeah.
ahead and keep talking while
There's
I
a
look
lot
at
of shadow. Like it's certainly not a close up of her face, although you know what I think they're doing a lot of airbrushing. But my point is that our society is becoming less egotistical about everything being perfect, you know, and it's more about authenticity.
it.
And
Hmm.
did you see it?
Yeah, she looks cute, but her boobies are hanging down a little
Ah,
bit, like, Jesus.
careful, you'll be her age one day.
Well, I know, but, like, she doesn't need to show that at her age.
Well, she's being natural.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
still, I mean, mm.
She's an interesting her life is very interesting when you study it in her chart. I don't have it quite handy, but
She looks good for 81 though, like, her face doesn't look all too wrinkly and stuff, and,
there might be a little Botox there.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh,
Well,
man.
my point being that, you know, for decades we've had a society that was very egotistical about appearance and
Mhm,
you know, material things. And as we navigate these transformative kinds of energies, which started with the Saturn Pluto conjunction in December of 2019. And
mhm.
these planets move very slow. So we're excruciatingly going through these transformations that society is not so hung up on, you know, having the newest trend, having the most toys, having the biggest house, having, you know, the
I think that
material.
was the thing before COVID.
Yeah. So, you
Now
know,
it's not that important.
it'll be interesting as we get further out from that conjunction, you know, say 5 years from now, looking back on the shift that it represented for humanity, because it's no reason for there to be any homeless or starving people, right? The universe is abundant. So, what has been the inequitable mixture where we have people on the streets and um, you know, people without food? So I think that this Taurian energy is it readdresses agriculture and how to get better foods into urban, uh, you know, rundown cities, and you know, getting better quality food to people that can't afford it. And around here, and I think it's been nationally, there's been a food bank drive, various food banks.
Yeah, I have one going on right now.
So that's very uh, under focus. The simpler things in life, that's what Taurus likes, you know, just being beautiful, being somewhat lazy
Mhm,
and observant,
mhm.
and kind of being a spectator while everything else is grinding and rotating. And, you know, one of the important messages tonight would be if you start feeling bad, say you get an upset stomach or a headache, or you have some kind of physical symptom where you just don't feel all that great. So, you know, close your eyes and take some deep breaths and think about, you know, who have you been around? Like you could be absorbing someone else's negative energy.
Mhm.
And no matter what you're going through, whether it's your thing or you're picking up from someone else, you know, being in gratitude about these opportunities to see things differently and to do things differently and to meet challenges differently is what transforms that energy. So it's about, you know, slowing down, being more grateful, um, even in the hard times, you know, even if, you know, you were in love with someone and they chose someone else, there's something to be grateful for there. You might not always understand it or see it, But a lot of times, I think there's some hormone or chemical thing that happens when you're attracted to someone and you don't see them really how they are. So, what you think might have been a relationship is an illusion a lot of times. And what Neptune does, which is the illusion and also making aspects, is lures us into a seduction, because we're not meant to be alone. We're not meant to be little solo islands out here without any interaction. But, time and bad experiences tend to make us somewhat defensive and, put the walls up. And so Neptune comes along and makes an aspect so that you feel seduced towards someone, um, to bring you out of your shell or open your heart. And I can remember just crying my eyes out with a monk one time. My heart was so broken, and I never felt like I would ever be right again. And and you probably know this from the Buddhist standpoint, it's not a broken heart, it's a heart that which is opening. And when you have loved someone and you're not with them and you feel a heartbreak, um, it's important to embrace that and to allow that feeling so that you can move it forward. You can't bury it, you can't drink it away. uh, you have to, lay this energy. I wouldn't be surprised if people were sleeping more, or I was telling you before we came on, I've just kind of had a lump in my throat. I
Mhm.
feel like I want to have a good cry, but I don't have anything particular to. I guess I could cry over some things, but just don't let it happen. But it might be a good weekend to have a good cry.
So like a purge, a
A purge,
detox, or a letting go, cord
yeah,
cutting. Like
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Grand cross, a grand
Mhm.
cross. That's that kind of energy, purging and letting go and feeling empowered by those exercises of letting go. And Taurus rules the throat and neck area. So, you know, uh, issues with the throat are often a manifestation of something needs to be communicated.
Mhm.
You ever see someone, I've noticed this sometimes with newscasters, it's like they'll constantly clear their throat, or, you're around somebody and they're coughed constantly, and you just want to, what is it you need to say? And this energy is about saying that thing that's stuck in your throat, right?
Yeah, and don't hold back.
And earaches are also in that general area of the physical body, and that's a manifestation of feeling in turmoil or angry. And so anger is the emotion that simply is covering up fear. So then your meditation would be, what are you afraid of? And in my article for this lunation on lionmountainhealing.com, the thing that came to me was unwind the spiral. And I don't really know why that came to me or necessarily what it meant, but I've been contemplating it since I wrote it. And what it means to me is we all feel so uptight to stay in control and on tops of things, like Pluto Saturn conjunction was December of 2019. Um, so um, unwinding the spiral means giving up some control. Sometimes we feel like we have to be in control, otherwise, everything would fall apart. And sometimes things need to fall apart.
Mhm.
We try so hard to put our energy into keeping something together that is not for our highest good. It does not serve us. And this is an energy about fighting for what you deserve, fighting for that respect. Um, Now, that can be kind of turned around in a lot of different ways in terms of relationships, because sometimes, a toxic relationship just needs to be let go.
Mhm.
Sometimes, if both people really want to make it work and are willing to, work at it, they certainly can. So I don't want to make any blanket statements, but I think the most common thing I can relate to is work situations. Like, if you don't feel respected, in your work situation, then you have the freedom to explore other opportunities. And I know that from that career aspect, anytime anybody's looked at my resume when I've gone to get a job, I don't stay places very long because of that factor. If I feel like it's, not for my highest good. And it's scary, it's scary to think you can't just hang your hat and just be in control, right? It's a
Mhm.
lot more scary to just feel like you can let things fall apart and have that very deep sense of faith that you will have what you need. It may not be what you want, but you will always have what you need.
Mhm.
And these are also really powerful energies for manifesting just that. And over the years with readings, people will say, I do my manifestation exercises and I pray and I, do this and it doesn't come, and they lose hope that they can get what they really want. And what I believe is the secret is you have to, on every layer of your consciousness, feel a resonance for that thing.
Mhm.
If you have any reluctance or resistance at all in the layers of your subconscious, that's when manifestations derail.
Mhm.
And it's if you try to manifest on small scales, and I'm trying to think of an example, it's usually something like,
Ice cream.
right, and then all of a sudden you're surrounded by ice cream. It was a genuine, heartfelt desire to have that
Mhm.
ice cream, right?
Mhm.
There weren't any hesitations or resistance or fear. But when it comes to bigger things like a lottery winning or a perfect companion, there's guck in the layers of our subconscious that we're
Yeah, there's a
trying
lot of
to,
resistance to that.
yeah.
Mhm.
And so it's a lot to meditate on and analyze. And these energies are really uh, wonderful for embracing that transformation and embracing those new strategies for meeting your goals, whatever those goals might be. And when it comes to love and romance, we all need to be, I hate when I say you need, I'm meaning we all need to be more open and less rigid about what we think we need, because we probably wouldn't be here doing these chats or listening to these chats if we had the love of our life in our life, right?
Mhm.
So there's been something that has impeded us from finding a great companion and match. And, I said to you before we came on that, um, you know, somewhere in the subconscious, there's a resistance to really wanting that companion. Now, whether that could be years of abuse or um, experiences of betrayal, whatever those past experiences have built up resistance to trusting someone, because obviously to have a healthy, balanced companionship, you need to be able to trust. That's like a basic, foundation. And
Mhm.
so that's where I mean about purging. We've been through an eclipse season and a new moon, a grand cross new moon, and five outer planets are changing signs. It's a very transformative uh, uh, mixture of energies, and if you're so inclined to go for the gusto, reach out and make that plan to go visit where you thought about maybe you'd like to be. This is the third time it's come in my brain, and sometimes when that happens I keep trying to put it off. It keeps coming back in my brain, so I'm going to say it and share it. It's stupid, but maybe somebody will get something from this.
Okay.
It was either the late 60s or the early 70s, but I'm sure you could find a copy of a movie called Shirley Valentine. And it's about a woman in London that's living with her husband. And I think she's a factory worker, a very routine life. And her and a group of friends take a vacation to the Greek islands. And she has a great time. And she's in the airport, all ready to board the plane to come home. And she just leaves the airport and she decides she's not going home. She left, like the stability of her home and family to live in a Greek island waitressing. And
Mhm.
you saw her quite often just sitting at a table alone on the beach. And for whatever need was in her soul to have a simpler existence, there was a lot of underlying lessons in that movie for all of us. Like she followed her heart. She didn't do what was expected of her. And her life and her routine was killing her slowly, a little bit at a time. And boy, her husband would call her up and raise Cain. And, everybody was so upset with her. And she was just very calm, like, I need to do this.
I need some sunshine to leave me alone.
And so I doubt if any of y'all will really seek out the movie to watch it. So I'm going to tell you at the end, her husband is walking onto the beach where she's sitting with his suitcase. So he ultimately goes to join her. But more than just the story is the concept of getting authentic and real to what is your soul calling you to do. And it
Mhm.
could be something really really wild and unexpected, and your friends and family would just be, you know, completely shocked that you want to do this or that. And
Now,
these, I think, are the energies.
yeah, so I just did the Taurus and Virgo reading today.
Okay.
And that's exactly what you're talking about. So you kind of like,
I
like
love when that happens.
yeah, so basically what I got was that for Taurus, Taurus was married to somebody, okay, and they're in love with someone else. And the thing is, the question that Taurus needed to ask themselves was for what reason are they putting themselves in a position? Is it because of tradition? Is it because of, them being too stubborn and too rigid in their ways? Where can they be flexible? You know, because I really feel like they've taken their time and they're not really doing much of anything, with the energy when their heart is with someone else. And so, so is it right for you to stay in a relationship that you don't find joy and happiness with? And there's love out there, and that love, loves back, and the other person is has been giving love towards Taurus, but Taurus isn't. doing anything about it.
Very
Uh,
stubborn energy.
yeah, so that's what I channeled today. The other thing is very similar to Virgo. Virgo was in some sort of relationship. They're not happy. Okay. There is their twin off in a distance. Virgo has been watching their twin. Okay. But uh, the decision for Virgo is, you know, they have a problem with uh, how they're being viewed in the public. I don't know if that's the perfectionism that's going on with Virgo, but yeah, they're just so tuned in about what people say about them and their ideals because they kind of think the same. And it's like, but they're still interested. They're tired of the relationship that they're in, and they've already tried it, but they're still in it. So for what reason are they staying in that situation? When
It's comfortable.
they know that they can be happy in a different relationship. So those two signs that I channeled today, it was really rough. Virgo was even worse than Taurus, but that's exactly what you were saying was that what can you do to kind of like change that energy, especially if you've like been doing it for this whole time?
And that is the spiritual journey, isn't it? The journey of the
Mhm.
fool, that you have so much faith that you can take all your worldly goods with your loyal dog at your foot and walk off the cliff and know in all of your beingness that you will either land on something solid to stand or be taught to fly. And
Mhm.
that is the fool's journey. And so, there's a lot of coalition between tarot and astrology with symbology. They're both ancient languages and expressions of the ethereal. And the Tower card is like Mars opposite Pluto. Okay, that is the universe's two by four. If you're taunting along, or whatever kind of word that is, taunting, I just made that up. Taunting. You're taunting along. That's kind of like stumbling and bumping and something, traversing. I don't
Oh,
know.
I just imagine the two by four like in a reverse position, kind
Yeah.
of like doing a little putt putt or crochet, like tontling along.
Tontling along, and you keep getting the signs because we all know that we see signs that we ignore. One of the obvious manifestations of ignoring a sign is you get a speeding ticket. The universe is trying to tell you to slow down, and they've given you lots of little signs till finally, the red lights pull you over and write you up a citation. You're speeding. So that's the most vanilla flavor explanation of that kind of sign. But we all get little signs and we, ignore them and put them off and procrastinate. And the Tower to me is the universe's two by four that comes along, and you've been given a lot of chances to move forward on your path, on your journey, on your soul's journey. And that's when you might lose a job or you might lose a relationship. You've been given the chances to do it on your own terms. You
Mhm.
haven't. And so some ethereal energy intervenes and takes it out of your bailiwick, so to speak. So if we can be more in tune with ourself and surrounding signs, gosh, I guess I'm on movie night because I'm thinking of another movie that is The Field of Dreams, where he sees signs, right? He reads a sign on the side of a bus and it inspires him to do something that everybody thinks he's crazy to do, but he does it. Um, these are the times we're in. And if you've ever studied Atlantis or Lemuria or some of the ancient civilizations, they communicated with their mind, they moved their body with thought. And
Mhm.
this is, we're coming full circle. I do believe that we're going to see a lot more about other galaxies, planets, and species. We're going to see more exposure about, They're not unidentified flying objects. We have identified them, but it's been cloaked from us. And that's part of the bringing light to those scorpion secrets is, you know, we're going to see a lot more things come to light. And that's why I think that, just practicing being in the moment and keeping your finger on your pulse of your breathing, how are you reacting to something? Are you overreacting? That Mars opposition, another simplistic interpretation is road rage.
Mhm.
So I have a friend, she's 80 years old and she's horrible in a car. And she drives fine, but you should
Mhm.
hear her yell at other drivers. I mean, her patience is like that of a gnat. I mean, if someone takes a half of a moment and she's like just this unnatural expression of anger over something stupid. And you might see more of that, or CC, I'm really sorry. I've been there with you losing a job, but just remember that it's only so that you can advance to a better job, and what you'll find will be even better.
Mhm.
So that's again that fool walking off the cliff, knowing you will always have what you need. And that whenever some situation ends, it's because we're prepared for a better opportunity. So I've been in the real estate business for 40 years. I can't tell you how many times I've been laid off from the economy, and it's always upsetting, but I can tell you in retrospect, every single time something better came along. You just have to keep that faith, and finding a job is like a job. You
Mhm.
have to approach it like a job. And last year, I was laid off for 6 months and it was really hard. I never dreamed it would take me so long to find a job, but nobody was
Well,
hiring.
so, statistically speaking, the average, for people to find a job is over 4 months these days.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's not like, that's the common thing. So if you're in the market, get to work, honey,
Well, I
because
looked at it as a numbers game. Your odds increase with numbers, putting yourself out there, applying for things you're not even interested in, but it's the odds of numbers. If you don't do anything, the universe can't send you anything back. So it's putting
Mhm.
out that energy constantly. And it does get discouraging. Here in Virginia, the Virginian Employment Commission is under a huge investigation. And that's very humorous to me because I had to deal with them some last year, and it's a joke.
Mhm.
It's a joke. They, on their website and everything, it'll talk about all these programs to help you, improve your skills and be more viable and help you find leads. I would call these numbers and it'd be some chick on the other end of the line. You could tell she was in her pajamas sitting at home watching soap operas going, oh, no, I don't know anything about that. And so to see the headline recently that they are being taken to task and under investigation is very heartwarming. So
Mhm.
you might see more government agencies, the light being revealed to the corruption. And that's what Scorpio does. And these oppositions to Scorpio separate things. So separating the truth from the illusion. Um,
So I'm just gonna take a little break if you don't mind.
oh,
Uh,
sure.
so I'm gonna stop my cam and I'll be back when I'm back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll try to find something to talk about.
Okay.
Let's see. What else have I done in the so Mars, I mentioned Mars entering Leo, and it's still going to be opposite Pluto. And that is also about asserting boundaries because, Mars is the warrior. So he is territorial, and he's the essence of masculinity. So for all of us, finding that Mars within ourselves helps us assert our boundaries. So that is where I come up with this lunation having so much to do with respect, because asserting our boundaries and other people respecting our boundaries is crucial and to a healthy, balanced life. So, with the Grand Cross and the oppositions, you might see that ends, like where someone's pushed your buttons and pushed your boundaries. This is like the tower. It will stop that energy, and yes, there's a certain fallout. Um, uh, a certain fallout. I just read this comment from Cece I need to address. Just scared to lose my home. Uh, Again, I've been in your shoes. I can't tell you how many foreclosure notices I have fought off in my life. And I think part of it is not being scared. Like we can only do the best we can do. And in my hardest of times, which 2011, when Jupiter was last in Taurus, was a horrendous economy boon that laid off a lot of people. And I sold anything I could sell just to come up with mortgage payments. So I think if it's your priority to keep your home, you will find the money to keep it. Once, I think once I decided that I'll do the best I can, but if I have to move on, I'll accept that too. It's again releasing a little bit of control, like knowing that I'm going to be okay wherever I am. And, uh, keep in mind that as you are asserting your boundaries and coming into your power and balance, other people don't know how to take that. So you might find yourself alone more during these lunations because friends or family just don't understand what you're going through. They haven't been on a spiritual path to purge negative behavior patterns and, meditate and want a more pure, authentic vibration. I think more and more people are coming into that concept, but we're all in our own little clans and pockets, right? And so in your community or wherever you are, people who raise their vibration tend to draw people to them because there's something people want. They don't know what it is, but it feels good and they want it. And that means you can draw some crazy people, and that's where you have to assert your boundaries. You have to be aware of, are you absorbing somebody else's negativity? For people with a lot of water energy, taking a shower, being near a body of water helps to cleanse your energy from that negativity. Scorpio Moon has on her website the bath salts and bath bombs that are very cleansing. And I encourage you to do all those easy things you can do to cleanse your energy every day, because we are in very volatile times. And there are people who just do not know how to respond. And they can come off angry, they can come off crazy. Um, I do this dog class on Tuesday nights,
Mhm.
and it's, people bring their dogs and we're training our dogs. And I'm telling you, there's been some crazy people. This one lady, no lie, came in her pajamas one night. Her hair was all like, like she just got out of bed and she was like in this nightgown thing. And we were all just like, she literally just rolled out of bed and brought her dog here. It was, and, and her persona, everything about her was somewhat chaotic. And so I believe that people are responding to these shifts in energy that way. They need more sleep, but a lot of times this kind of energy can keep you awake. So they're sleep deprived. That is a whole nother layer of uh, energy to deal with. And then um, sleep deprivation and nutrients, right? So we're not getting the nutrients we need from our food. So you have to supplement that somehow. If you saw my pantry, it's nothing but bottles of supplements. I'm not saying they're the perfect answer, but I know our food doesn't have what we need in it. Basic minerals, basic, vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, um, B complex vitamins for your nervous system. So it's about consistency. Um, I'm feeling old and arthritic, so I've been trying to be consistent with glucosamine. That's supposed to help rebuild the, cartilage and things in your joints, but you have to be consistent. And it's like, I'll go real good for a while and then I'll just get tired of swallowing all that stuff and get off of it. And then, and then, I'll start up again. And then you have to like build it up in your system again. So we do it to ourselves.
That's
And
so funny. I just got a new order of probiotics. It's supposed to come tomorrow.
I
I
just
stopped
started my dogs on probiotics.
yeah, I
That's
just
good
noticed.
for allergies.
Oh, is it? I got it for my son because he's having issues because, I guess he's gluten intolerant, and I've noticed that he's been on the toilet for a long time, and I'm like, "Do you need some to help you out, buddy?" Like,
Well, uh, I guess my point is we're not getting everything we need through our diet.
mhm.
And, I am a broken record. We are water, light, and electricity. So we have to be we have to be conscious of what are we putting in our body? How's our body reacting? Who are we around that we might be picking up negativity from? Um, this is so strange. Uh, I've kind of had an upset stomach the last couple of days at work, but when I get home, I'm okay. Well, there's this guy whose wife is due to deliver a baby any day,
Mhm.
and he's very anxious. And I swear, I think I'm picking up on his anxiety. I told him today, I was like, I hope I don't see you Monday because that means you've gotten the baby here and you're on to the next stage of this journey, right? And
Mhm.
she is due Sunday. So,
Uh,
but my point is we can pick up what other people are feeling and try not to take that ownership of it. Try to keep somewhat of a third person mind's eye of what are you feeling? Where's it coming from? What do I need to do about it? One of the simplest things you can do is just put your hand over your heart and take deep breaths just to calm down, just to get centered again. Um, if you're feeling,
uh,
pardon?
no, I have something.
Yes.
And I didn't mean to cut you
You're
off, but
fine.
okay, so I have like this snack that I eat, and it's here. I'll show it to you.
I love snacks.
I know, I'm a snacker.
I'm a snacker too.
So we're in Taurus, this Taurus moon. So I
What
want to
is
show you.
this?
This is the pirate booty. Okay, like
Oh, I've seen that. I've never tried it.
I love this snack. My mama got me onto it, and ever since she left, I've been eating it. So, do you notice it says it's gluten free and all this good jazz? So, let me tell you this, okay? There are two different brands of this stuff going around. This one came from Costco. This is the bigger brand. It tastes better. Okay. But on the very bottom of this particular package, it says contains a bioengineered food ingredient. Very small in the very bottom.
Right.
Okay. Now, I buy the same product at Whole Foods. It does not have that label on there,
Oh, wow.
and it tastes different. It's not
Wow.
as tasty as the engineered product.
Right.
Just saying. And then I'm sitting here thinking, when I ever since, when I eat this particular version, I do get a knot in my stomach
Ah,
from eating it. It's like I'll eat so much because it's so tasty and I can't
oh,
help
right.
myself. And then I feel like a pit in my stomach, like I have to push it down or something, make it go
Yeah.
down or something. Like, oh my god. But yeah, um, and even Luna, she likes the smell of cheese.
Yeah.
She likes this engineered stuff, but she won't touch the Whole Foods.
Interesting.
Do you know that?
They
Just
have us trained for sure.
like, yeah, it's tasty, and I can't help it. And I noticed that, and I wanted to call them
Yeah.
and say, hey, look, I have a question for you. But do you make two different versions of this stuff circulating?
Interesting.
Anyway, that's what I wanted to mention about like the whole stomach issue. Aside from picking up on other people's energy and going back into the
Yeah.
food stuff. Like, just when you go out to the grocery store, guys, make sure you read those labels and don't just think, oh, you know what? Because I just noticed this like yesterday. I had to do the research.
Well, there's just so much going on as I look here, but you know, it's so empowering to know that we're in this vortex of energy where you put your mind and heart to it and you can manifest whatever you need and want.
Hmm. Everybody can.
Yes. And
Mhm.
if you want to be alone and left alone and not have to deal with it, you can do that too.
I think we're good at that though.
We're very good at that. We're way too good at
Yeah.
that.
Like my friend, she's taken a break from her twin and she's found someone new and she's really happy right now. And I said, you deserve happiness. And she asked me, have I tried? And I told her, I said, um, even if I really wanted it, I don't think that I'm ready.
Well, we were talking about finding a job. It's like finding a date is like a job. You know how
Hmm.
everybody's gone to all these online platforms, and I'm not into that at all. At all. I'm zero interest in that. And the times years ago when I did try, it was disastrous. It was disastrous.
So why don't you do this and have it programmed that um the man that you'll meet is not someone from the internet. It's someone that you cross
Naturally,
yeah, cross
yes.
paths with, and then have that embedded in your mind. Like he will appear in front of me.
Magically.
Yeah, when the timing is
Like the leprechaun.
under the new moon.
Yes,
you know.
yes, yes. That's the way it's gonna have to be because
I
I
mean, that's
don't
a
have it
part
in
of
me to
yeah. I mean,
put that
I'm
effort into it. It's gonna
like
have to happen all on its own, just magically.
I'm just saying that that could be a part of the manifestation for the new moon for today.
Yes, yes, and what else we do on the new moon? We put our crystals out in the moonlight,
Well, we
and
can, yeah.
yeah,
Take a spiritual bath, detox, for that new beginning. So, I mean,
write
there's a
down
lot.
some ideas for new projects or new beginnings or new ideas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
I would say that's a really good thing to do, especially, for being like a Taurus like energy. Taking your time, sipping on your wine, manifesting under the new moon.
So another part of the Mars opposite Pluto, and I'm dwelling on that a lot because that's pretty intense,
Mhm.
is the bully. That is the bully. And the fact that it's an opposition would say, the bully gets a taste of their own medicine.
Mhm.
You know, that's a very interesting energy because most bullies are critically insecure, right? That's why they're manifesting pushing others around because they don't want to really deal with their own weaknesses or
Mhm.
vulnerability. And it's so interesting how that will come up around you without you even trying. And, sometimes you might just be in that work situation or that relationship situation to trigger other people to see things a different way or to take the blinders off of other people. And, when you've had a spiritual kind of lifestyle and focus, you do tend to be somewhat out of the pioneer, some kind of breaking new ground, or you're going where no one's gone before. You might be talking up things that people think you're crazy, and then within a couple of years they're like, oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
So it's kind of a lonely way, but maybe it's just part of what we're here to do. And I just have been around so many bullies in the workplace, and it just seems like part of my cross to bear is to expose the bully and you know not let them push my boundaries. And that's been a constant pattern for a long time in work situations. So it still comes down to respect, everybody respecting each other and trying not to pass judgment on people. And you know everybody's doing the best they can, we have to believe, right?
Mhm. Yeah, I would agree. So,
Well, I brought out the star code oracle for tonight.
oh, okay. A oracle card. I have here the Archangel Michael cards.
I like them.
I do too. So they're nice and gentle.
Yeah. Yes.
Not too
We
harsh, you
need
know.
more gentle in our life and
Yeah.
world, don't we?
Uh-huh.
We need more gentle. Let's manifest gentle under the Pluto Mars
Yeah, because we're going into
opposition.
like the Leo energy, right?
Well, the Mars going into Leo, and then let's see who's going into Gemini. There's somebody moving into Gemini here. We've got the moon moving into Gemini, Mars entering Leo, the sun enters Gemini this weekend. So Gemini is definitely a more levity to the energy. It's more intellectual, more activity. It's an air sign. It has a lot of activity. And so, well, Cam, how are you doing? You like this deck? Says I'm yet to use it. I really like this deck, and tonight you'll get to see a little more of it. And maybe it'll encourage you to bring your set out.
Yeah. We can do like and see if we all have like the same cards that pop out.
Yeah,
So okay, so I guess we can get started on Aries and see
Aries.
what is Aries.
Aries and the Taurus new moon in a grand cross. Ouch.
Wow. Well, I mean, I have something somewhat positive. Um,
Oh my. debilitated,
Oh, wow.
discomfort.
Okay. Well, I have Three of Cups, which is Three of Raphael, and it says reasons to celebrate a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships or children. But there's this debilitation that's going on. So is it not? I don't know. There must be
You know,
something.
it's the 14, which reduces to 5. And 5 is that number where you've done a lot of inner work and you're coming out into the community. So maybe that's uncomfortable to be around other friends and family because you've been isolated a long time.
Hmm. Maybe.
Or here's another thing for Aries: they don't like to compete with kids because they're a kid themselves.
I was about to say I feel like Aries have some children that they're just I don't know. They're going through some difficult moments with them, even though it was meant to be like a happy get together or celebration, and it turns sour, goes south. I don't know. It's really interesting.
It
And
is.
then we have like a holiday here in the United States. So,
This card kind of reminds me of the Justice card. There's a throne with like a cathedral
mhm.
style. So discomfort might be the outcome of some legal decision, maybe
You know,
child custody.
yeah, because those stairwells look like they're going in different directions.
Yeah.
And maybe Aries, you don't know which way to go. And this is in regards to your relationship to children, perhaps. Like maybe your children likes one parent over the other. I don't know, something like
And
that.
this could be a continuance in a legal case.
I really feel like that the children favor Aries more than the other parent. So that's the reason to celebrate. But
And Aries could be pretty exhausted right now. I mean, we've just come out of their season with a whole lot of planets that has really, I think, stretched their boundaries. So it might
mhm.
just be a time of reprieve and respite for Aries. Just sort of
Okay.
regroup. Yeah,
Yeah,
regroup and refocus.
you celebrate at home.
Yeah, get some sleep, Aries.
Yeah. So next we have Taurus.
Taurus should be rocking and rolling here with this energy.
Yeah, they should, but I don't know. I kept getting like negative. I don't know if it's really negative. It's a hard energy.
Yeah.
So let's see, Taurus. What's going on with
The
you?
finer things in life are Taurus. So if you can, even if you're out of work and money's tight, you know, there's a lot of things that don't cost any money that are the finer things, like, you know, watching the sunset or watching the sunrise or just appreciating nature.
I'm going to the park this weekend.
Are you?
hmm
I'm going to work in the yard.
Well, I
This,
have. Yeah, I was thinking
this
about
is
that too.
Jupiter in abundance.
Oh wow. And I have six of Michael. Let's see here if I can focus. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans, relocation or travel.
Nice, Taurus.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
And so do you see that dude is riding out of the storm?
Yeah.
So was it CC who was the Taurus? Yeah, ride that wave. It's
Yeah.
temporary.
Ahead of the wave for sure. And Jupiter in abundance is all about expansion and opportunity. And
Yeah, maybe the job is in a different location. But I know that you have a house, but
Well,
um
so many jobs now are remote, like you can work from your home and be working somewhere far away.
and then also they some of them they have like 20% travel opportunity.
Yeah.
So that could be a good thing.
This is nice for Taurus.
Yeah, so I think everything should be okay. I mean, whatever feels rocky, it's gonna be all right.
And Taurus is about building things that are stable.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of stability in this energy. So Taurus, if they've been feeling disrupted, should start feeling, more sense of a calm.
Yeah, so, if you're feeling on edge, just know that everything is going as planned and they'll be all
You're
right.
right where you're supposed to be.
Mhm. Yeah. So next we have here Gemini.
And I have Cancer, which is immerse.
Hmm.
So Gemini might be around family more this weekend, this new moon.
Oh yeah. So I have here 9 of Raphael. It says make a wish, dreams become a reality, a joyful time of life.
And this could be like a mother's birthday or a late Mother's Day celebration.
Yeah, I think everything that you want, you will have. Like you're in I don't know, cloud 9 over here.
Yeah, smoking.
Yeah, look at that genie. Your wish will come true.
And the faithful little dog there. Yeah.
I know. Especially if you're going on a trip, maybe you live near the ocean. It's really
So
beautiful.
let's see, the sun and moon, we're all going to be going into Gemini here.
Yeah, this guy looks like he's from like I want to say like Russia or
Yeah.
like
So,
uh
yeah.
what do you call that area? Romania or the whole um, oh,
Eastern Europe.
is that what that is? Yeah. Yeah, really feel like it's very specific.
Maybe Gemini will be discovering new exotic sights to see.
Yeah, make a wish.
Yeah. Be nurturing to yourself, Gemini.
Mhm. And then now we have Cancer.
Yes. So we've had Mars leaving Cancer tonight.
Thank goodness.
Oh, goodness. We have the North Node in the future, Cancer.
Oh wow.
The head of the dragon, the finger of God, meeting your fate.
And I have
You got
2.
two cards.
Yeah. One is 3 of Ariel and the other is 6 of Ariel, which are pentacles. So 3 of pentacles and 6 of pentacles.
Money.
So it says, do what you love, a time of great personal growth in your career or artistic endeavors, working with others in a cooperative manner. And then material needs get fulfilled in magical and unexpected ways, acts of kindness, giving or receiving with a grateful heart. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So in your future, okay, if you feel like this was difficult, it becomes easier now.
You've got your compass there. Your inner knowingness is your compass.
Mm-hmm. So, whatever you feel like you're wanting to work on, now's the time to do it. This is your manifestation.
And that is what Cancer is about, feeling.
Mhm.
I feel. So don't ignore the feelings you're getting.
Hey, look. She's got a basket of peaches.
Oh,
Like
that's so
just
funny.
look, and yeah, they're on both sides.
Okay, that's really funny.
I know, right?
I'm going to bring down another connection here. So my brother that's on the other side was
Mhm.
born in Atlanta, Georgia. And my mom always called him her Georgia peach.
Oh,
And his birthday is May 27th.
okay.
And the 20th year anniversary of his death is the Father's Day, the first part of June. So, yeah, we're getting a Robbie message.
Okay, well, hi.
He was a Gemini, very intelligent, very gifted guy.
Mhm.
So, yeah, Robbie would tell you go for it. He 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 went for things that he wanted. He was like he wasn't like Shirley Valentine, but we took a trip together to Florida and I came back in a week and it took him 6 years to come back. He loved
He
it.
went
He
on
stayed down
vacation,
there. Yeah,
overextended.
yeah. He was a great guy.
Well, at
I,
least he got to live his life for that
yeah,
short period of time.
he did. People would have called him a jack of all trades. He would try different things.
Mhm. Okay, so now we're into Leo.
So Leo, I'm getting the 10th house. Oops. And they're calling it the authority. So the 10th house is the profession, where you do your profession.
Okay, so I had 3 popped out, but I didn't feel it.
So I'm thinking Leo might be looking at a job promotion or some kind of recognition at work.
What
10th
I
house.
what I was getting is that, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, and you will assume a leadership position.
Well, and this is going to get dirty, but with Mars going into Leo, this might be finding sex at work. Sorry, it came to my mind. I had to say it, or
Hey,
nothing else will come.
hey, that's the power of manifestation.
Right. Well, there's the high priestess. So maybe you're having ethereal sex with someone at work.
Yeah, it says powerful psychic insights, reflection, and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. Hmm.
Mm.
Cracking that whip.
Well, Leo likes the truth. So this kind of feels to me like maybe Leo brings the truth out on something, or
Maybe seeing things for whatever it is.
right. There's a frankness here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just being at peace with it.
Yeah.
Huh.
If it's the truth, then you're solid. You know?
It's just like being a Leo, being in your element.
Yeah. Yeah.
So next we have Virgo.
Poor Virgo. They have such a hard. My neighbor is a Virgo, and he's so worried about every little thing all the time.
Virgo, I don't know. I think they're having it rough
I think so. Yeah.
this year. It's not their year.
So, Virgo is all about service to humanity. And since humanity is going through so much transformation and shifts, Virgo is very busy. And I'm
Mhm.
getting Leo shine.
Oh wow. Well, that's really positive.
Yeah.
I actually pulled out 2 cards, and I have Queen of Michael, which is Queen of Swords, and Five of Gabrielle, which is Five of Wands energy. So it says, you know exactly what to do. The benefit of experience, a time for your career rather than relationships. And then the other card says, a challenge you can resolve, withdraw from the drama, have patience with yourself and those around you. So I guess the focus is on career, but that's nothing new. And if there's like conflict in the workplace, um, you will have some sort of resolve. Maybe you'll be able to shine and show your leadership in those situations.
Yeah, Virgos are definitely being called to come forward to lead humanity through these shifts and changes,
Mm-hmm.
being of service
Yeah, and also they have great organizational skills, so they are capable of getting the job done.
and healing. They're healers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's actually really good.
So I would just remind Virgo to be aware of cleansing their energy because of
Mm-hmm.
that ability to heal and lead. You could take on other people's energy that brings you down. So
Yeah,
taking,
especially like the drama aspect, but also the other thing I was getting is that if you're in the house and you can't really get out of those situations with drama, then see if you could be patient with those people that are surrounding you, um, and just go to work. It'll work itself out. That's what I see. So,
yeah, they work a lot for sure.
hmm and I think it'll be an okay outlet for you guys. So, all right. So next we have Libra.
Libra is all about partnerships and relationships. And I got Aries and art. And Aries is the opposite of Libra. So um, that would be pretty balanced for Libra during this full moon, new moon.
Yeah, and I have here King of Michael. It says principal, rational, ambitious, and respected. Wisdom and objectivity are important now. Stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for honest and open communication.
Hmm.
So maybe trying to be creative with your speech or how you come off, but I see you're kind of closed off. Um, and it says stay in your integrity also. I don't know. It's really hard to maybe okay, so if they're in opposition, I
They
just
might be more childlike during this lunation or do things with children. Aries, and this says art, so maybe finger painting with kids or doing something with kids artistic,
that
writing children's books, publishing children's books, something to do with children.
mhm. And being honest with them, I suppose. I keep getting like a very stern parental figure, but trying to really be playful.
Like teach lessons in a fun way.
Mhm. In a very strict manner. Stoic, I don't know. Um, but I guess there's fun in that too. Yeah, trying to be balanced in that regard. Okay, so next we have Scorpio.
Scorpio is opposite this lunation, bringing
Yeah.
secrets out.
Look, I have the world.
And let's see, I have the 11th house in community.
Interesting. Well, this says Archangel Michael and a very happy ending coming full circle, spiritual growth and insight.
The 11th house is about friends, dreams, hopes, wishes. Scorpio is very good at manifesting. Scorpio could maybe do a class to teach others how to manifest or meditate.
Mm-hmm.
Something's coming full circle with the world.
Yeah, I was thinking about like doing a little short video clip on manifesting, but that's just too much. I need to relax.
This is an interesting, it's hands reaching community. So, Scorpio can be somewhat reclusive, but this might indicate being more out and about.
Mhm. I can see that. Also, this could be like communication, with the world through the internet, connecting
This
with
kind of
people.
looks like, the internet, all these networks of wires and things.
Mhm. I see the semblance with the circle pattern here with the globe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So get out there, Scorpio.
Use your
Yeah.
instincts, follow your instincts.
Get out of your comfort zone and be of
Yeah.
service.
Yeah.
Ah,
Go out into the community and show them what you got.
sounds good. Next we have Sag.
Fiery, freedom loving Sag. Sag is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is making this sign change. So Sag could feel that more than others. Into Taurus, they might feel a little impatient because Sag likes to be on the go and freedom loving, but Taurus slows that down.
And then they feel frustrated.
Yeah.
I get that. My son. Yeah.
And I just got 12th house introspection. So, and
Hmm.
that looks like the chakras to me, like Sag could do some chakra work for the new moon.
Yeah, really trying to balance themselves out.
And the 12th house is past lives. So it could be purging residual vibrations from past lives that are not serving you here.
And then I have 8 of Gabrielle, which is 8 of Wands. And it says a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. So,
Hmm.
yeah, maybe there's stuff coming in from the universe.
A past life regression is in your future, Sag.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you need, to have something done like that.
Or at least keep track of what you're dreaming about.
Do you see that? There's a bunch of birds. Didn't you say that there was a hawk
Yeah.
that crossed your
I,
path?
yeah, I watched it out the window earlier.
Yeah, there's a lot of like birds that are surrounding you. So take that as a sign.
That's like seeing things from a higher perspective and keeping an eye on things.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's the motion or action of these natural spirit signs for you to stop and smell the roses.
Oh, that's so Taurian.
Yeah.
Stop and smell the roses.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so next we have Capricorn.
That hard working Capricorn.
Yeah, Capricorn's working, but I need a break. I'm gonna watch dramas tonight.
That's a good that's a good plan.
Yeah, I know I need to wake up early, but I catch myself staying up late at night. So let's see, Capricorn.
Late degrees of Capricorn sun would be squaring Neptune right now, and that would be supportive of psychic work, trusting your psychic faculty.
Mhm. I've been pretty chillax lately with my like not be so rigid on my intuition because I'm always constantly do it. Lately I've been just letting it go. Like, oh, okay. You know, try not to overthink it. At least
Yes.
that's the energy that I've been in lately. Oh, look at this. So I have solutions, and it's a success that comes from objective
Oh,
compromise, self
and I
control. Go ahead.
this is Neptune vision.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's about forgiving and healing energy and having patience. Hmm. The solution is to have a vision of this, which is that psychic faculty that you were mentioning.
Yeah, that's interesting that that came out.
Mm-hmm. Maybe there's some sort of expansion. I see, like, with your visuals over there, there's something that's coming out of
Yeah.
um, that, um, whatever that thing is.
Something we haven't talked about tonight, but it's definitely present, is all of these planets near the galactic center, which
Mhm.
brings them even more velocity and energy and intensity.
Yeah, so be gentle to yourself. You'll find the answer if
Kind
you
of
see
looks like the galactic center.
it. The
There's a
world.
place here called the center of the universe. It's a bar.
That's what I was
It's
thinking.
a
I was like, the
brewery.
world. The world doesn't revolve around you, Capricorn.
It's the weirdest place. It's a brewery, it's a bar, and there's a section where they let people come and hold lectures. And you can hear
Oh,
anything from a new medical breakthrough to some historic talk. It's the weirdest place. It's called the
oh,
center of the universe.
that sounds actually interesting.
It is really, and it's kind of
It's a
out.
place for intellectuals to kind of
Yeah,
like really
drink and
just,
talk. Yeah.
yeah, like try
And
not
it's
to be
kind of
so.
out in the, it's out a ways. It's not near the city.
Oh, it's like in like what, a smaller town.
Yeah,
Wow,
like with woods around it and stuff.
the woods.
Yeah,
That's pretty weird.
Sasquatch is gonna be there later.
Wow. Okay.
That's so weird. Where I wonder where Chewbacca is today.
Shabaka is having the time of her life because she got out the woods actually, and she's in the city.
Oh wow,
So maybe she's finding new opportunities with I oh
you
I
go.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think she was telling me that she was spending time with her neighbors last
um,
time. So I
yeah,
think that she has some newfound local friends.
nice.
So that's good.
Yeah, I hope she's having fun. We miss you. If you see this later, we
Yeah,
always miss your sense of humor.
I know.
She gives me crap about um, Sasquatch. So here in Aquarius, I'm getting Taurus cultivate.
Okay.
That's
Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah, making a decision to work on something.
So we've just had Pluto go into the 0 degree of Aquarius, and it is opposite Mars. So this could be kind of a unconventional weekend for Aquarius in matters of, I'm going to say it, sexual exploration.
Oh, okay. And I'm having a hard time. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. So yeah, Five of Gabrielle. A challenge you can resolve, withdraw from drama of others, have patience with yourself and those around you. So earlier on, we're on Aquarius, right? So what I channeled for Aquarius this week was that they're actually entertaining the idea of going back to a past love. Like
Oh,
before they had like a falling out. Maybe it's because they had differences of opinion and they were not in alignment. So I feel like they had an argument. And so that's what this five of Gabrielle could be. a
This might
challenge.
be one for old time's sake.
Be careful
Yeah, right.
if you're having a rendezvous.
Yeah.
Or, if this is like someone at the bar, then just be careful whoever you're with around this time. Just saying.
Just saying. That's
Uh-huh. Unless you want more drama.
right.
So next we have Pisces.
Pisces. We still
Hmm.
we have Saturn and Pisces and Neptune.
Well, we have an epiphany over here.
Oh, we have Mars in motion.
Okay. So things are going in motion, right? There's a changing of the signs, and it says, "Joy through
Yes.
spiritual growth, be a light to others. Answers that come through meditation." Huh. Interesting. So this is about a decision that you may need to make, and you have an epiphany on what you need to do. I was telling you earlier that I was talking to my brother the other day about a move.
Yeah.
And so maybe this is the epiphany, like he's trying to get out of like the desert into somewhere that's colder.
And Neptune would be making a trine to Mars, so that's very favorable for um, just feeling a lot more lighthearted,
Mhm.
feeling a little more relaxed, Pisces.
Yeah, I think it's really good energy.
Yeah.
Mhm. And you're going to be happy with what your newfound epiphany over here.
Yeah.
That's good.
It can be profound.
So Pisces, you're just swimming up that stream.
Yeah.
Swimming along, happy fish.
Happy fish.
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah. Um let's go ahead and go back to the chat. Oh, hi Cam. I started to hide just not to trigger her, but she still came for you. Okay. I have that deck and I'm so ready for this. Bring it on. Ask me in a few weeks though. I'm sure I'll probably crumble. Oh no. Oh, so yeah, I mean, I would say, just take a break, guys. Try not to like overthink it, and really think about things that you need to release and let go so you can have that new beginning with this new moon energy.
And when we come closer to June 3rd and 4th, we're coming into a Sagittarius full moon,
Oh,
which, that's very different than an earth fixed energy. It's fire mutable. So,
more
you're,
action.
yeah, you might feel a little lazy right now and give in to more sleep and then kick off June with definitely a wider range of feelings. Yeah,
Places to go, people to see.
right. Opportunities, higher education is Sagittarius. So you might teach a summer school class. You may go to a summer school class.
You know
Um,
what? I picked up this thing. They send me this stuff around the community, and one of the classes was about gardening.
oh, nice.
Yeah, so I kind of chucked it, but then I did a double take. I was like, well, maybe I need to look at this a little bit closer, so I kept it.
Just for fun, if nothing else. That's why I
Mhm.
do the dog classes. It's just something different and fun. And
Speaking of dog, Luna's scratching at my door.
yeah, we got to say hi to Luna.
I know. Come on in, honey.
She's such a sweetie pie.
She is. She kind of knows when it's time. She's,
Aw, she says, Mom, thanks.
yeah,
I
and
missed you.
do your
Luna, Luna,
look.
sweet Luna. Who is that?
Not
Who's
me.
that?
Over there. Over here.
Who is that? She says, let me get into the screen. Let me get into the internet. Let me swim the world wide web.
I know. So yeah, do you see like her eyeballs? I don't know if she can. Well, I mean, they kind of
Yes.
better today, but yesterday they were looking brownish,
Bloodshot.
like brown tint around the white area
Yeah.
part. Like
That
it just
can
looked.
be allergies.
Yeah, I gave
So,
her allergy pill once, but I'm not consistent.
well, I bought these things on Chewy. Oh, didn't I send it to you? It was the
Salmon.
allergy immune bites. They're these
Uh-huh.
little bites, like you give them for a treat, and it's supposed to help with It's supposed to boost their immune system, which in turn helps with allergies.
Do your dogs like them, or did you have
Yes.
to like wrap them up
Oh
and?
no, they're tasty.
Oh,
Yeah,
are they?
yeah.
Because I noticed that Luna, she is very picky.
These are lamb.
Um,
Have
I
you
don't
noticed any flakiness in her skin?
No, I just noticed she's hot, hotter than usual. But it's probably because I'm hot too. I don't know. Girl, it is not spaghetti.
Look
Look at
at
that look
that
on her
look.
face.
That's so funny. She is wound up.
Yeah, hears that car outside with a muffler chopped off. Yeah. Yes.
Aw.
Mhm.
So one of my dogs has I'm not going to say this right. It's luxated patella. That means his knee joint pops in and out.
Already?
Yeah, it's not to the point where he would need any kind of surgery. It pops back in as soon as it pops out.
Uh huh.
But over time, as he ages, it will probably, be arthritic. And it's the weirdest thing. When I walk him normally, it
Mhm.
never happens. But as soon as he goes into class, he like skips and holds his leg up. And that's what made me have the doctor look at it. So
Are you sure that's not him trying to overextend his body
I
to?
don't know. It's just the weirdest thing that it only happens in that environment. But then when the doctor checked it, she can wiggle the knee joint in and out, which is not good.
Ew. And that
And
who is this? Is this Leon or is it?
Mojo, the small
Oh,
one. Yeah. And sometimes dogs can have their knee joint pop out and it won't pop in. And that's when it requires surgery. So I'm grateful that it's not bad. It's just it's just not something. Well, if I ever considered breeding him, that completely nixes that idea. You would not want to breed that.
well, I thought that Leon was the.
Leon is the stud muffin, yeah,
Okay.
but I've decided he's still a juvenile. He needs to grow up and have a meaningful relationship.
Okay, yeah.
He's not just gonna spread his stuff around.
I get it. Yeah. Hey Luna, are you
Actually, the whole thing I'm trying to investigate on that, if anyone has any information, is there is a theory that once you breed a male dog, his nature changes. And because I have two male dogs, they get along really well. And I would never want that dynamic to change. And I'm just not sure what I feel about that.
well, you still have time,
Oh,
right?
yes, plenty of time. Yes.
Mhm.
So
Just
that's
like
why I'm just doing the classes and trying to discipline them and give them fun things to do. And they're too young to have a relationship.
yeah, Luna, I caught her sniffing pee. I was like, "No, honey.
Oh,
You don't need that."
that's
I don't
funny.
I have to drag her away from it, and I'm like, "No."
It's
And
just
then
like the nature of a dog, isn't it?
I know that it's natural. Like, I think she's the teenager age right now, and
Yeah.
I've noticed she's just like her teeth are
Oh,
coming
no, she's
out
not a teenager yet. Well, is she a year yet?
almost.
So she's like 6 or 7 years old. It's
Oh,
7 years for every one.
well, I just think because she had her period, so doesn't that make her like a woman?
Well, she'll have a period every, so what, 6 to 8 months?
Yeah, and she just had one. I don't know. I don't know if I can show this and be all nasty about it, but her coochie part is not all the way going back in. Does it hang out a little bit?
It might be something you'd want your vet to double check.
Yeah, I have an appointment next month. You know, but yeah, I mentioned that. I was like, yeah, can you check her girl parts and see if like how like you have like an innie and an outie?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, is her
She
an
has an
outie?
Audi.
Like, does it hang out like that, or is that normal, or is she just like still like looking for attention? Like, I don't know.
That's funny.
But yeah,
She's a
I
cutie.
I
You're a
told
cutie.
her like her girl parts down here. She looked like a cow. Like they're still hanging down, and I was like, don't they like perk back up? Like I don't know, they're still like hanging down there.
I haven't had a girl dog in so long. I don't remember. I've
Yeah, I
always
mean,
had
this is my
boys.
first time having a girl dog. So I mean, I had one, but not mine. It's my brother's dog. But this is my first girl dog, so I don't know. Just used to boys.
Yeah. Oh,
What
goodness.
is that?
Bless you.
Allergies?
Gazoon tight.
You're like, what is that? Hmm?
So I've just been trying to give them things that build their immune system because that's how you can attack the allergies.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look into that then. Um,
I thought I sent the picture of it to you.
no, it was a link. I think I was sleep. I remember I was sleeping that morning. Well, now
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
think
back
it
to
was,
sleep.
yeah, for me, it was, yeah, I remember thinking you were probably asleep, but I was sending it to you while I thought about it. And then those probiotics,
Mm-hmm.
um, I'll send a picture of that box. I showed them to my vet. She said they were very good. So
Oh, okay.
that's supposed to help with allergies too.
So you can give them both.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you can do to build their immune system is what attacks the allergies. And like one of mine, every once in a while, looks like he'll have dander. And the way you can treat that is by changing the protein you feed them. So, like where they'd had a chicken based gibble, I changed to salmon. And I
Mm-hmm.
actually squirt some salmon oil on their food.
So that's the thing. I cooked salmon one time, and I let Luna smelt it. She sniffed it. She like, and then she felt like did that, and then she gagged.
Oh,
I was like, "What? You don't like fish?" Like she's like,
that's funny.
she looked at.
I know. She's like, "Are you talking about me?"
Yes, I am. Oh man, she's just
Well,
being.
if you, I mean, you haven't been having that issue, so I wouldn't worry about it. I just trying to think of some of the allergy related things with the dogs.
It's just like with her, it's like just the eye gook, and then she does seem like she's licking her. Like, do you see that? She's like grooming. It looks like she's grooming, but she's
Licking
constantly
your
licking.
feet. So my vet pointed out on Leon the other day. She asked me. She said, "Is he licking his feet?" And I'm like, "I haven't noticed that." But she was looking at his feet, like between his toes, and it was pink. And she
Mm-hmm.
said that can be an indication of yeast, which is
Yeah.
allergy related.
Oh,
And I ordered these wipes from Chewy. I'll send you a picture of those too.
okay.
That is, it's not an astringent, it's an antifungal. And
Uh-huh.
she told me I needed to wipe his feet and in between his toes good because you don't want yeast to
Build up.
build up because then it can
Huh.
become a real issue. Um, And I've noticed, so I've done that now. I got on Monday, today is Friday, and I've noticed, I've done it once in the evening, each evening, and I noticed today that they weren't as pink, like they were going back to a normal skin color.
Yeah, I looked at between hers and they look normal. They're not bright pink. It's like a nice white fleshy pink. Is that seems normal, right?
Well, when you take her to the vet, they'll look at that and tell you.
President, hi, high five.
Oh, look at her. She's so cute.
I think she
Did
knows
she
it.
let you clip her nails?
I got that grinder and she will squirm and I have to like do like this
Yeah. Yeah.
to cut her thing because she'll
Well,
try to bite me.
I saw this sling thing.
Yeah, they suspend in air.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to get one of those.
Yeah. I just wing
It
it.
renders them, like it's comfortable for them because it takes the pressure off their back,
Mhm. Mhm.
but then they can't fight you with trimming their nails.
Yeah. Mhm.
I really need to concentrate on that this weekend. My dogs need their nails trimmed.
Okay.
One of them hates it, and the other one, I can do like one paw a night. He'll tolerate one paw and then wiggle away. So it takes me a week to get his nails done. And Mojo's horrible. I mean, it takes two people. Like
To hold
when
it
my
down.
vet was here, it took her and her vet tech and me to just hold him still enough to do his nails. He
Does
hated.
he have like a favorite like snack that he will like eat on?
He's like Luna. He's not motivated by food.
Mm.
Leon is, but Mojo, he's kind of a love bug. He just wants to be loved on. He's wants to be right up with you.
Mhm. Mhm.
He's a funny dog. They're all funny, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
So my elderly neighbor that had been helping me in the class, she likes it so well. Even though I didn't enter him in the class because of his knee, she's been bringing him and they supervise.
Okay.
He stands on her lap and watches all the dogs. You can see his head going back and forth. He's watching all the dogs. It's the fun. It's like he's a supervisor. It's so funny. And it gets her out of the house and she just really enjoys it. And
Mhm.
she's kind of bonded with him.
Well, that's good. It's like, like getting out. It's
Yeah.
great for everybody.
She's
For
a
her
Libra.
and
She's a
for
Libra. Yeah.
okay.
So she likes to socialize and she doesn't drive at night. So I go and pick her up and have been getting her out. We've been doing this since December. And so when I found out about his knee and that I wasn't going to put him in the class, she seemed so disappointed. And I was like, well, I mean, you can always come, you know, there's other people that come and watch and so that's
And
what we've
plus,
been doing.
you don't have to leave one behind and
Right.
you can take them both.
Right. It's funny. It's so funny.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, big week, big week. Been going into a holiday and I'm getting a whole new HVAC system. It's been a traumatic experience getting that lined up. But I'm being a big girl.
You'll be
I'm
okay.
grown up now.
Like I said, you're gonna be feeling good with
Yeah,
that AC.
yeah.
And
When
so,
I'm making that payment every month, you tell me that, okay?
well, it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah. Well, I've struggled as long as I can with it. So
Mhm.
just it's just getting through it. You just want to trust the people to do a good job and that everything's going to work okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling like it will, you know.
Well, I had 6 different contractors to give their analysis, and I did go with the bigger company that offered 2 years of free maintenance, and nobody else was willing to do that. So having someone stand behind their work is important.
Yeah. Yeah, at least 2 years. Usually it's about a year.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah.
Mm. I
Yeah,
guess that makes their one up to get the business.
yeah. And they have a lot of trucks. So if we had something happen, with a lot of need, they have more possibility of getting to you as opposed to I wanted to go with a smaller company, but one of them was, like way out from this area and with a lot of clientele right where they live. So I would be like on the, tail end of the list if I needed something.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's taken me 4 months to gather the information and make a decision. So, and get the loan. So it's kind of my year. 2023 is the HVAC year. That's it. That's all I can do this year. No
Yeah, that's going
vacation.
down in the books.
Yeah, no fun for me. Yeah,
No, well, I mean, I guess you can be thankful for a lot of things. Just like the bed and stuff like that, and
right, right,
slowly things are coming into alignment, and
right.
everything's gonna be okay.
So I'm a Leo, and this weekend is a new moon. And my part-time job at the retail place, I move into the fine jewelry section.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
this is where I had applied last year, but they put me in customer service because that's where they needed somebody.
Mhm.
And I was getting ready to quit, and my manager was like, we have a part-time opening in jewelry. Didn't you want to work there? It's like, yeah, I love jewelry. So
Mhm.
tomorrow is my first shift in the jewelry department.
Oh,
And the potential there that I'm excited about is you can make commission off of jewelry. So you get an opportunity, not that they're selling a whole lot of jewelry right now, but still the opportunity is there to try to, you said mattress. It's like, I still need to pay off my mattress.
oh yeah. Well, that's another.
Yeah. It's
Just
like,
as long
so,
as you don't bring home the jewelry, then you should be okay.
and that might be kind of hard.
I know.
But anyway, that's a new thing.
uh,
Leo is all about accessories, right? So
mhm.
that's an example of a new moon and a new um, thing for a Leo.
Well, I think it's gonna be all right.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
better than customer service.
Yeah, you just sit there and wait for people to look at the jewelry.
Yeah,
Which I don't think you have like a big long line of people looking at
I know.
jewelry.
I know. The manager said, you just keep everything clean and looking nice. I was like, I can do that.
Yeah, that's no brainer.
Yeah, I can do that.
Uh huh. Well, I think that's good. And then,
Yeah,
yeah, I think it'll be all right to change.
yeah. So, yeah, well, we have, I think, solved most of the world's problems tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And a Taurus new moon is a, a chance to enjoy the finer things in life.
I'm trying to figure out what's that gonna be like for me this weekend. I don't know.
The
I know.
park, you're going to be in nature and go to the park. It's very Taurian. Stop and smell the roses.
Actually, I need to clean up this place. It gets trashy fast,
Yeah,
so I need to recycle like some parts, get that
yeah,
out of the house, I need to do some spring cleaning.
I do too. They're
Like,
going to be tearing up my utility room, and this is there's some plants around where the heat pump is that if I don't move them, they'll get torn up, and I really want to move them. So,
oh yeah, then you're gonna have to move that this weekend, right?
yeah, I started moving some the other day. Um, it's echinacea, and
Oh
it's
yeah, you
kind of
need that. That's some primo stuff.
well, it's an unusual one. Around here, you find the purple coneflower, very common, and this is yellow. And I found it out of the area years ago. I planted like 3 little plants, and it does spread, and it has spread well. I just can't stand the thought of seeing them ruin it. So I moved some, and I'm going to continue that.
You know what? Those plants are probably thriving because it's next to that unit.
They have done really well there. I
Yeah.
tried to just move them laterally away so like they get the same kind of light,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know. I don't know. I have some that are, pretty tall. I doubt that they'll transplant well, but I'm going to try. I was able to, I had some small ones that transplanted okay, but when they get bigger like that, it's
It's
hard.
risky. Mhm.
Yeah. But and then there's an old it's called a snowflake clematis. And I mean I haven't even seen where you can get those anymore. So it's another thing that it's like, gosh, it's not like I can just go buy another one. It's probably it's probably a 40-year-old
It's
plant.
been around the property for a while.
Yeah, and it's real pretty. It blooms in the fall.
Mhm.
So I'm going to try to get that dug up. So yeah, I'm going to be doing the Taurian digging in the dirt thing too. Plant some plants if you're somewhere where you can plant some seeds or
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that also. I was gonna ask you, is this weekend a good time to plant seeds?
so out that way. What's the temperature been at night?
About
Consistent.
50s.
Okay, so you're going to plant them inside in pots.
No, I want to plant it outside. Should I?
So I would start them in pots inside and put them out during the day, but 50 is a little cold still at night.
Mm-hmm.
Like get them started
Mm-hmm.
and then harden them off by letting them stay outside.
So, like, get some plastic cups and germinate those seeds in the windowsill or somewhere.
I would, and you can wrap, depending on what kind of seed it is, you can like overnight just lay them in a damp paper towel.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of starts that hard shell to
I
get
want
started.
I want to do lettuce and cilantro and some like
Oh,
basil and stuff.
lettuce will be fine. Lettuce is good in the cold temperatures.
Okay.
Basil,
Cilantro.
I would, yeah, you could probably do those outside.
Okay.
Tomatoes, it's still a little too cold. Squash, cucumbers, it's still a little like for me here, the ground is still a little cold. They won't, you can plant them and they'll live, but they won't thrive until the earth warms up.
Mm-hmm. Not until the latter part of the summer.
I planted everything too soon last year. And old farmers have always said you never plant anything before Mother's Day. And I always get impatient and get them in the ground because if you don't buy them when you see them, they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up a few vegetables, but I've just had them in the pots out on the patio. I haven't put them in the ground yet.
Yeah, I've noticed that there were some vegetables. There's like four for $10 already ground, like the startups.
Yeah,
And I'm like, well, I don't know what kind of seeds those are. Are those GMO or what? Like they
right,
don't specify.
right,
So
right.
I know that I have some seeds, and I gifted you some too. So I wanted to start with those seeds and see what comes up, you
Well, the
know?
great thing about it is you can always start over if they don't work. That's the great thing about gardening is it's a
Mhm.
constant uh, cycle of regeneration, right?
Mhm. All right, girl, go out. Yeah.
I'd try it because
Try.
a packet of seeds, you could do like half the packet.
Mhm.
Like lettuce, once it gets hot, it wilts. So then you could start seed again and have it coming into the fall. It likes cooler air.
Mhm. Well,
I
so
bought
I
some
have
lettuce. I bought like this mixture,
uh-huh.
and something ate it. I bought celery and lettuce, and I have little nubs. And it's
That was
kind
a
of near
great.
my house. I mean, I like put it up towards the foundation because it's still been a little cold at night.
Mhm.
I think a bunny is coming up. I think a bunny is
Well,
taking
I was thinking
residence.
Luna because I've been feeding Luna like spinach and carrots and all that. She even likes squash. I was
Yeah,
like, "Damn, girl!" She was like eating it up. I was like, "You is that squash good?"
yeah,
But yeah, I was thinking about that, and I was like, "Hmm." But I have a raised kind of like a raised bed on
yeah,
hills and stuff.
yeah.
So
Go
I'm
for
gonna
it.
I'm gonna use that.
Go
Yeah, I've
for
been, like, composting it, like, I've been putting, like, orange
it.
peels in
Eggshells,
there and, other stuff to
coffee grounds, eggshells,
coffee and eggshells, like, yeah, and it's looking good, so I'm like, "Ma it's
peeling.
time
Yeah.
to plant
Remember
some."
I told you about the shredded paper?
Mhm, I haven't tried that yet, I actually recycled the whole bag, but, I have plenty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a good way to do Taurus. Dig in the dirt.
Okay, yeah, let's do that this
Be
weekend.
with nature.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
Sounds good.
Well, so I guess like if anyone's here in the chat, do you have any questions for Sunny before we go?
I haven't seen any questions. I've seen a lot of nice comments that I appreciate very much from everyone.
Mm-hmm. I think, as the summer hits, and I know that like Cam, I think you're in Australia. It's getting colder there rather than warmer. But
So the
over
opposite.
here,
Yeah.
yeah, it's almost summer and people are like enjoying themselves, especially up in my corner.
Well, and before a long weekend, holiday weekend, there's been a lot of people starting um,
The
traveling now. Yeah.
preparations and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess nobody sends stuff.
Yeah.
That's
I can
okay.
always send you an email.
Yes,
We're just an email away, right?
yeah, so let me see if I can pull up that information. Yeah. So if you guys want to book a lovely reading with Sunny, you can head on over to lionmountainhealing.com. And also, if you don't know, she has an Etsy shop. It's etsy.com/shop/ Lion Mountain Relics. So
Cool.
yeah, check her out. And yeah, if you need a little bit of one-on-one, then go ahead and give her a go. So yeah. So thank you again, Sunny, for being here
Thank
with
you,
us.
Scorpio Moon. It's always a pleasure to visit
Yes,
with everyone.
always. And I always enjoy the wealth of information that you offer for the collective. So thank you so much for being with us for
I
today.
love it. It's my pleasure, and I hope that it does something good.
Yes, always.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All
We're
right.
serving humanity.
Yes. Every
We're
every
doing
meal.
our Virgo, right?
Yeah.
I have
So
Mars in Virgo, so that's
you got
that's
a little bit of stubbornness too in
I
you, huh?
do. It's about control. That's about
Yeah.
control. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like my Virgo aspect, but
Yeah. Not wanting to be out of control. Yeah.
hmm Yeah, but it's okay because it is what it is.
Yeah, we navigate the best we can anyway.
That's why we claim our other parts.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, So I hope everyone has a lovely new moon and a beautiful weekend. And we will see you next time in
In
a couple
June,
weeks.
yes. All
Yeah.
right.
All
Well,
right.
thank you, and I'll see you soon. I'll send you those doggy products. I'll send you the picture of them so you can
Oh,
find them.
yeah. Yes, please. I'll look at it over the weekend.
Yeah, the probiotics and the immunity bites. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Right. All right. See you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.